Hello, Alicia. Can we talk?
Of course, Dawit. I'm available. Thank you for seeing me during my office hours. Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
What's the matter?
I just read the most terrible news. It says that all refugees, all of us, must learn the rules of American football. There will be a test. And if we fail it, we will have to leave the United States.
Where did you hear this news?
I've read it on the internet. Here. Look.
Oh, Dawit, don't worry. This is an article from a satirical news source. It's not real. It's a joke.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Well, that's not very funny.
Satirical news sources publish articles that look like news, but they're just entertainment.
Why do they do this?
Satire, parody, humor, they're making fun of real news, and to make their point, these satirical media sources appear to be real. But the information on these websites isn't factual. We call it fake news. This is a modern phrase that describes misinformation on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Basically, fake news means that the information is false and has no verifiable facts, sources, or quotes. Fake news can be mistakes, or it can be false information that is shared deliberately. People might even call something fake news when it's actually true.
Can the government do anything to stop anything like this from happening?
The U.S. is governed by the rule of law. In the U.S., freedom of speech and freedom of the press are protected and even recognized as the very basis of our democracy. It's the very first thing in our Constitution which outlines U.S. laws and basic human rights for U.S. citizens. This means that anyone can express their thoughts and opinions freely.
But if it looks like a real news, how could someone know the difference?
There are many sources of fake news, and not all of them are from satirical news sources. So your best solution is to always use trusted and unbiased media outlets as your source of news. Can you think of any?
New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, those are great. There's also NPR, The Economist, New Yorker, Reuters, The Atlantic, Politico.
That's a lot. Alicia, which ones do you recommend?
I recommend all of them. It's not really my place to tell you which ones to read. It's up to you to decide where you get your news from. I suggest reading different perspectives. If you read one of the news sources we just talked about, consider reading an international one too, like BBC. This will give you a US and international perspective on the news, which can help you to form your own opinion about politics, government, and other current events.
But what if I read something that is not from a well-known news source, but also it's not satirical journalism? Let's say it's a Facebook post. How would I know if it's fake or real?
Social media is not a trusted source for news. If you read news on Facebook or Twitter, there are a few tricks to help you spot fake news. Research the author and cite, Google this story, and check what experts or reports are quoted or not quoted in the article. I'm also suspicious of articles with a lot of spelling errors and ones that use all caps and exclamation points a lot. If you're still not sure, visit a fact-checking website. It'll tell you whether news is real or fake, and it can be very helpful for learning the truth quickly.
Okay, I will do that from now on. Now, if you would excuse me, I have to delete my Facebook post about refugees needing to learn about American football.